GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Fuck you, fat man. I'm happy to see Chip.
I'm happy to see him too. I still gotta call him
fucking marks. All you fucking marks.
Oh, you know what the worst part about this is, Sleazy?
What's that?
You can't make this a cold opening.
Can't now.
You motherfuckers.
Why you motherfucking us? It was Ryan's bitch ass. You said that.
Hey, we're not fucking anyone's mother.
Right.
I'm the poster boy.
I mean, this can be more entertaining than the AEW show that we're about to review on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the Fat Man.
And welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. First and foremost, let me be the first to say, welcome back. Chip Willett is back with us this week.
Ooh.
Hey, guys, what's going on? I'm glad to be back. Thanks for thank you for letting me take care of what I needed to. And like the Supercard of Honor, I think this show is still going on in Las Vegas.
It might actually be.
Supercard of Honor was longer, but
Not by
I
much.
have some news as to why, and it's the most ridiculous fucking shit I've ever heard.
That's why.
I can't wait. Also on the show is a gentleman that is working hard for his money, working hard for it, honey. He is Ryan Williams. Welcome to the show.
Hi, yo. First things first, because I always love to get this plugged in. The closest scorecard we've ever had since we started doing scorecards was Double or Nothing. 6 people finished over 100 points.
Except me.
Yeah.
What's
As much as I love the banter, we got to get this shit on the road.
Yes.
Holy hell. It's a 4.5 hour pay-per-view plus.
4 hours and 39 minutes exactly.
Fuck you too.
The pre-show match that we're going to talk about.
I fell asleep.
Whoa.
I thought I woke up.
There was a pre-show to this thing?
There was a pre-show.
I thought the first hour of this was the pre-show.
No,
it wasn't.
What the fuck?
Also, it couldn't be 440. Hashtag 440.
No.
What
was the pre-show? I didn't watch.
It's probably Hookhausen.
Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly what it was supposed to be. Exactly who should have won. Like everything.
I'm surprised that Houston got the pin now.
When we did the scorecard, I picked Hook by submission over Sterling anyway. So they're not going to pin. They're not going to pin
Hook by pin.
And then stop.
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay, let's get going here. The show opened with MJF versus Wardlow. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Canton gave this 1.5 stars. Obviously, this is what it was supposed to be.
A squash match.
Kicking the shit out of MJF. Ryan's disagreeing. He's shaking his head. I mean, so I give it 1, but again, the rating doesn't matter. It was what it was supposed to be. 2 years of storyline. Wardlow took his aggression out. It was what it was. It served its purpose. And I'm not going to say that a lot about this show.
I feel like all that drama changed what this match was supposed to be. I don't think this match was supposed to open the card. Why would you open the card with a 2-year-long story? You know what I mean? With work or shoot, the stuff that they did with the meet and greet and the no cells and the airplane booked and blah, 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 blah.
What the hell is this shit all about?
I got it. We'll talk
for news and rumors, we'll touch on it. But it's still this match should have never opened the card. Not at all. So I think whatever happened the weekend, work or shoot, they worked it into it, put it on the first match, and went, look, I saw it on Reddit. Somebody better make that match first so we don't got to worry about this stupid bullshit for the rest of the night. If they had to not put it on first, I don't think as many people, would have complained about the length of the card because the one thing they were waiting on, they got immediately.
The crowd reacted to it, so I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I mean, if the crowd was dead, I would have been like, "You're right," but the crowd reacting to it, I didn't see whether. But I agree to a certain extent because I remember I posted a picture of me and screenshotted it saying the only thing this confirms is MJF and Wardlow are opening the show.
Yeah,
and that's what it did. And I think you're right in that extent. The whole bullshit for the week, all this shit happened, probably put it to the first show or the first match. But the crowd, I'm fine with it. Sleazy just chilling back there, drinking his Asian juice.
Damn fucking right.
So talk.
It was a beautiful 5 minutes of what it was.
7 minutes, 30 seconds.
That's 5 minutes.
I mean, that's what I claim in the bedroom.
Look at you being a fucking Iron Man 5 minutes.
Right? No, I mean, they were hot for this. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think it was fine being the opening match. I don't have a problem with it being the opening match. I thought it was a great way to start off the show, especially when they knew it was going to be kind of controversial, I guess, question mark. We needed more Goldberg chants, though. Other than that, yeah. Here's my question out of all of this. I understand why they did the stretcher job. Whether it's a work or a shoot, I understand why they did the stretcher job. And what I mean by work or shoot, the whole
MJF situation.
Right. Was that always the plan?
Since Crown Jewel.
Since Crown Jewel, that's fair.
I mean,
Wardlow was going over 100%.
Yeah, but I'm talking about specifically the stretcher job.
Probably not the stretcher job. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And
then they put the oxygen on wrong, so that was hilarious.
That was fucking ridiculous. Unbelievable. Why'd you just cover his fucking eyes with it? You fucking goddamn Jesus.
So the resident AEW mark, Brandon, gave me or sent everyone in the chat his star ratings, but I saved them and I'm gonna actually read his review. He gave us 1 star, moves the story along, MJF being MJF. All right, now Chip, go ahead.
Give it same 1 star. It did what it was supposed to do. It put it broke Wardlow away from MJF, and that's what needed to be done. I wish it. I guess I sent it a little more, maybe, but it's fine. I'm good.
Okay, now Young Bucks versus Hardys.
Yeah.
So,
God, this needs to be a video podcast.
Now, no, hold on. I'll stop you. Let's get it out of the way. No fucking speculation. We don't know.
I got it right here. I got it right here. Last week, it was announced that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy will team. Blah blah blah. Jeff is said to be in pain since his recent Dynamite match with Darby Allin. Jeff was a mess entering Double or Nothing, according to
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
And that the Darby Allin match, he was severely beaten, and so he was hurt. So I'm going to say it doesn't matter about the speculation. If he's hurt, he shouldn't have been in that match. They should have either had him Hardy go 2-on-1, or they should have had him come out and then get beaten down. He should not have been doing high-flying moves in that match if he was hurt. Now you're risking him to get more hurt,
or
other people hurt. So I can't justify it either way. I did not rate this because I can't. I do not justify putting a guy. And another thing I hate about it is he's a drug addict. So if he's hurt, why are you going out there and having him risk getting either more hurt or reverting back into that stuff? I can't justify it. I can't. I think now I would say that since he wasn't fucked up, you can view it as a match if you want. But personally, for me, he should not have been cleared if he was that fucked up where he couldn't even keep his balance, and he should have been in the match and it was a danger to anyone else involved. I said my piece.
I agree with all of that. Okay, let me start with that. I feel like that if you were going to do something like that with Jeff, that assuming he wasn't fucked up on drugs or alcohol or whatever, and it was just hurt, then you have to sit there and say, who are you getting in the ring with? Basically, executive vice presidents of the company. The Bucks are the Bucks. If it was any other tag team, I would absolutely say you scrap that match. You do a beatdown angle, and that's it.
I don't care. I don't care who it is.
I know.
But again, you're right. The Bucks are technically running the company, so if they don't care,
yeah, it's their decision to work with them.
Right.
Obviously, they booked them. Do I believe that they should have gone through with it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, they're making the decision of putting their lives on the line or their bodies on the line just as much as Jeff and Matt are. So that all being said, in the dead spot, really?
And I go back to Ryan's comment about he doesn't think this was supposed to, he probably thinks this was supposed to open.
Yeah. What normal big shows, AEW, Young Bucks in a tag team match, titles or not, who's normally opening?
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Okay. So when you look at it from that perspective and you look at the match and you go, wow, this is shit. What the fuck is Jeff doing? It's still a garbage match that they felt like they had to put on because they promoted it. They advertised it, and it, as much as people like to talk about it, it's still technically a dream match. They've done it a couple of times at this point, but never in AEW. So to cancel a dream match like that, I would understand why, as business people, that they decided to go through with it. From a intelligence standpoint, from a physical standpoint, I'm not so sure they made the right decision. And I'll just leave it at that. And I also choose not to rate it because it was just, I don't know what to tell you on that.
Okay, let's go Brandon.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brandon's not here. You forget Chip being that quick. He's only gone 2 weeks.
He gave it half a star.
Oh, yeah, he didn't appreciate it either.
Slow pace, not consistent, really dumb spots we've already seen. Worst match for the Bucks in the history of their careers. So
I've watched a lot of Chikara. That's not true.
So I haven't read these.
Please get out of my fucking head.
Okay, Chip, go ahead.
So, as a wrestling enthusiast, fan, non-performer,
A Mark?
Hashtag Mark. Hashtag loves the business.
I was scared for Jeff because I was watching him and I'm like, I've had concussions before. They're a motherfucker and a half. And odds are you're not going to recover from him in that little time. And when he was sitting there trying to scale the ropes and he was having trouble every time, and then they tried to say it was his boot. His boot was undone, but it definitely wasn't the case. I just saw he's slow, and then when he set the spot on the steel steps, I'm like, what is he doing? I'm like, he can't even get up there in a good amount of time. He's putting it, and it's like, I'm not sure, but in a way, it's like AEW has something against the Hardys because the Stampede match when Matt got his concussion in the first Double or Nothing, and then this one.
No, so
Matt didn't get his concussion from the steroid match. Matt didn't get a concussion from the stadium match. Yeah, it was him and Guevara 1-on-1 is when he got.
Oh, I thought that was part of the stadium stampede.
No, it was still during COVID and still in the stadium. But again, this is a track record of AEW that anybody gets hurt, they're just going to be like, man, he's fine. No, he wasn't fine. I mean, and from my side too, I'm used to work, and I've injured myself during matches before. Broke my arm during a match. There was times I knew stuff was fucked up, and there was times I didn't know stuff was fucked up. The same result was me still continuing to try to wrestle, and if anybody said anything, just be like, whatever, we got to get through this match. For somebody like Jeff, I understand that mindset and that mentality of, you're out there, you got to go. I was in a Royal Rumble when I broke my arm. Well, a Royal Rumble style match, because trademarks and all. But yeah, I did that style of match. Broke my arm. Didn't know. Realized that as soon as it was said you kind of got to get eliminated from this match, I went, fuck, I do, don't I? Well, let's try to wrestle for a little bit longer. This is fine. Shaking my broken arm. But it was still the mindset of show's happening, show's got to go on. I can't. I would have felt worse of hurting myself and not trying to do it than hurting myself and fucking it up more. Because, I'm already fucked up at that point. I don't know how much more damage I could have did. But that, again, and that's just me. Some wrestlers have that mindset. Some wrestlers don't.
As an actor, the show must go on, so I definitely understand
my
that as well.
other side of it is I'm more worried about if I'm hurt, I could cause someone else to get hurt too. I'm not saying that you. I'm not saying that you didn't think that. I'm just saying that's how I would have thought. When shit, I'm hurt. I don't want to hurt anyone else. I need to get out of this as soon as possible.
And it wasn't his right mind if it was a head injury.
I don't think it was a head injury because they said it was a Darby Allin match. So
still, it looks like his bell was rang. Maybe
or we don't know what the extent of the injury was. He could have had there's a chip in your ear, and I'm defending fucking Jeff Hardy here. There's a chip in your ear that gets you get a bell in it, yeah. So we don't know what was wrong. We just know that he was messed up, not drug wise, but physically wise.
Unable to perform.
So, and that's just my take on it. And I think we all have kind of the same thing, but ow. But
this is the first time in the time of the show that I've been on that I never actually given a rating because of that.
Oh, you're not rating it either?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. If they knew going into the match that he was hurt and he was that,
there's issues there.
That's an AEW thing that they need to fix right away.
Mm-hmm. Because you're sitting there.
Again, I get what Sleazy said. I get what Ryan said. I get it all, and I get every thinking on it. Just me personally, I would have. You can still advertise the match and then be like, "Oh,
have Jeff get the hot tag or something."
No, the Young Bucks or Brandon Cutler beat the shit out of Jeff Hardy backstage before the match. It's Matt Hardy and a mystery partner. Or Matt Hardy goes 2-on-1 or Matt Hardy gets it. You know what I mean? Just move it to later in the show or something. But there's ways around doing it, and they just didn't. So
they don't think on their toes like WWE does.
Okay, TBS Championship. Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay, 7 minutes, 25 seconds. John Ken. I got Ken's ratings, obviously. Ken gave this 2 stars. What an overrating piece of fucking shit. Sleazy, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
I am.
Are you an overrating piece of shit?
I am not an overrating piece of shit. This was garbage and a half. I mean, what the
So it was a Jade match.
It was a Jade match, but it was even more sloppy than normal because even Anna Jay was doing stuff that absolutely was questionable, let's just say.
There's no in-ring chemistry at all.
They were
wrestling 2 separate matches.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely right.
Cargill was on the apron on one side of the ring, and Anna Jay was in the inside corner on the other side, and they're both kind of looking at each other like,
"What's next?
Who's in the right place?"
What?
I remember
they didn't know they didn't know who was right in that situation. You could tell, and that was the whole match.
Yeah, there was one spot specifically where Jade was trying to do some spot, and Anna was on the other side of the ring, and I think Jade was waiting, and then just realizes, oh, maybe this wasn't the spot, and just goes over and just forearms her. I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? The only thing that will come out of this match that will be worth anything, I guess, is the post match, really.
Yeah.
I don't think would be remembered all that well.
I disagree, sir.
Not their debuting, them being in them debuting the way they debuted. Them being in the company would be fine. Just the way they debuted, it was just like,
You put some respect on Malcolm Baven's name.
No.
Bavens.
No.
I will always love Stokey Havlin.
Fuck you. One of the best talkers going there now for a manager was.
Yeah. 100%.
Legit surprised because who fucking thought he was coming down the ramp?
Nobody. Zero people thought he was coming down. I will say, and I'm going to let Ryan take this one, but why does everyone have to be in the same groups?
Oh, am I being racist? Is that what you want?
Yes.
Because they're all fucking black.
Yeah, what is this?
And not just all black. They had a white manager, and they just were like, no, we're going to get Mutombe over there and bring him over. And
yeah, it's did we really need that?
They call them the baddies now. They're definitely going to be called the Jungle Beats when this is done. Like,
I mean, and the worst part is that...
I'm not wrong.
Here's my problem with it as well, is that it's...
Wow.
I'm not saying a fucking word on this one. I have we've already had the problem of is AEW racist? We've had this discussion more than once in the past, and they're just once again perpetuating that a little bit. So you've got Swerve and Keith Lee. You've got the baddies here. Come on, really? They all have to just hang out with each other because nobody else respects them? Is that where we're going with this angle? I don't understand it. And my fear is that we're just going to have this weird kind of
race war? Say it.
Well, I was going to say Nation of Domination-esque thing.
No, it's a race war. It's fine.
No, I'm not going to say it that way.
Race war. Race war is exactly what they're building towards. What the fuck do you think Forbidden Door is?
Yo.
If we don't get canceled after this fucking show.
What?
I clapped for you, Sleazy. There you go.
Jesus.
I didn't make a forceful joke. I made a funny racing joke. There's a difference.
I as much as I don't agree with Ryan here, I'm probably going to leave this segment in anyway, because I feel like that while it's funny, it also shows a deeper issue with AEW as a whole. So especially
one of many things.
Especially if at the end of this whole 6-woman tag thing that they're obviously building to, Athena turns on them.
Can you imagine?
That's what I was expecting.
I thought she was expecting her. Yeah,
I thought she was going to go heel. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at the debuts, none of them have really been heels. They just come out the pops and yay!
And then they turn.
I was expecting them to turn, but I'm like, oh. No, it's par for the course.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was going to be a turn as well. I was just like, this would be that style. This is what will happen. And then they will confirm kind of what we were just talking about. But it didn't happen.
Sleazy, what'd you rate it?
0.5 star.
Same rating, piece of shit.
Yeah,
that match was trash. That match was trash. It was sloppy. They were both wrestling. There was too much gaga at the end, even though it did lead to 2 debuts. Just the end of the match. Just the end of the match, there was just too much shit going on.
They were hosed literally in different area codes in this match.
So Brandon gave it the poop emoji.
Wow.
Fucking terrible. Cargill is a package but needs talent to lead her. Pairing her up with Stokely will help, but the baddies do absolute shit.
She might have a package.
Jay, wow, dude. We're definitely going to get canceled now. Jay.
Don't say that.
Don't get me started. Bullshit. Bullshit, the bad. Oh, bullshit, the bad. Wow, dude, I'm having a stroke. Both Anna Jay, he thinks she sucks. They both shit the bed badly. Sorry.
Did you try to translate
the way he worded it was like Dave Meltzer, so I had to figure it out.
Sleazy.
Wow.
Fuck Brandon D.
Sleazy. Don't pay for work emails for the wrestling show. Pay for Hooked on fucking Phonics for Tithead.
Yeah, right?
I do have a Tithead. A little nipple right there.
We'll talk about that after this show.
Chip, what'd you
fucking
think?
PBS special.
The more you know.
Like I said, it's like they were hosting different area codes. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. It's like it was boring as shit. Actually, I used this time to go marinate some food, actually, because I was so bored with it.
After the first 3 matches of this shit show, we get a match that this show desperately needed.
Are you talking about the match of the night?
Hold on 1 second. Dark Triangle versus House of Black.
Hold on now.
Hold on.
I understand.
Brandon gave this 4 stars.
No.
Finally something. I'm not saying trios. Fuck off. Finally something to watch. About time they turn Julia Hart. Super quick, fast pace, hard landing for Big Brody, but props to him for trying. This was fantastic.
I call him the top rope was hilarious.
Ryan, you're 100% correct. This was match of the night.
And the finish pissed me off.
Why?
Fuck Julia Hart. Okay, outside of the actual sexual fuck Julia Hart, it's more, it's more of you had your chance to do this on a TV show, and on a show you got so absolutely filled with fucking nonsense up to this point. You have
more nonsense.
banger match, and everything's clicking on all cylinders. Then the lights go out, and you expect somebody.
Bray Wyatt.
Lights come back on. You don't see a face, not right away. And by the time you see half a face, you see the mist come out. And all credit to Excalibur. Oh my God, it's Julia Hart. That's cool for the 15 people that paid for the pay-per-view and the 2,000 people that are streaming it illegally.
Paid for it. I actually paid for it.
Because you're a mark.
No. You can't even shit on Chip because normally every AEW pay-per-view, because they only do 4 a year, I usually like to try to pay for them because I don't like streaming and it fucks up and stuff like that. This one I streamed and it was just we had so many people together and I wasn't buying for it. But up until the Julia Hart part, great fucking match. Still match at night. It just, you could have done this on fucking Dynamite. Why would you take away from this match? You could have had him black mass him off the top rope.
I agree.
Ryan, this is the first time I've ever accused you of sounding like Fat Man.
Why?
Because he always sits there and says stuff could have been done on a regular TV show and not the pay-per-view.
I feel like that's...
Hey, that's coming, by the way. That is coming, by the way.
I feel like that specific moment, because they had already... You could have did it on Dynamite when you already teased it. And I don't know. I just think they didn't need a reveal in this match because as much as it was match tonight, me personally, I just didn't like it. You could have did that when you teased it 2 weeks ago. Don't do it when the wrong fucking kids died, by the way.
Disagree.
No, after the tombstone spot on Rampage. Oh, I'm sorry. This involves you actually watching the fucking product weekly. I do. You did.
Who watches the product?
You mean the actual
the one person out of 4, the 25% of the people on this show actually watch the fucking product.
I watch Dynamite. I don't watch Rampage.
See, I watch Dynamite in pieces. I don't watch whole shows. So if I miss something, I don't watch Rampage.
I watch the highlights on YouTube.
I don't watch Rampage
I've suggested that to a bunch of people. You can get online on YouTube and Buddy chops 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of Dynamite, into like a 22-minute thing that cuts so much extra out, but you don't lose the flow.
It's like Raw and SmackDown on Hulu goes from 3 hours to 90 minutes.
That's how I watch Raw today, the Hulu version. I didn't have time to watch it.
Even the Hulu version is a bit long. There's a buddy on YouTube, like I said, a half-an-hour video. It's 3 hours of Raw. You don't miss it.
I thought like about YouTube and Facebook because they sit there and they take the top 10 segments of each show and just go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then boom, you're done.
But I very much enjoyed this trios match, and it's just shitty that it was like, and okay, right before we get into the next 2 matches, I went, first bit of this card was a little bit shitty, slow. I didn't like it. What a deadly match. Cool. Owen Hart finals, Samoa Joe and Adam Cole. This card can go nowhere but fucking down.
God.
Well, I gave this 4.5 stars. It was match of the night. This match was fucking... It was a car crash. No psychology, but it's absolutely fucking fantastic. I do agree with Ryan with the finish. Only because Excalibur was all like, it's Julia Hart, and no one knew because you couldn't see who it was. So it was this, So...
It's the Phantom of the Opera.
Thanks for spoiling
Phantom of the Opera.
All right. Sleazy was eating cat? I don't know.
Chicken.
Was it Chinese food? It was probably cat.
I mean, Michelle made it, so.
How has the cat fucking infestation in your neighborhood been since you and Michelle moved in?
None. No feral cats now.
They spend all
Well, they
night
moved
long
in, but they're moving out, so those cats are going to start coming back up.
Yeah.
SPC, oh no.
Well, wait for New Jersey, though. That cat population is going to go
Going
super
down.
Man, those cats are already seasoned with that New Jersey air.
That is true. Sleazy wants his cat to taste like garbage.
Okay,
I mean, yeah.
Can we please group these two matches into the one?
Yeah, we'll do that, but Sleazy has to talk about the trios match.
Yeah, well, it's fucking fantastic. You guys are both right. It was marred by the finish. I absolutely believe House of Black should have won here, though. But it is a traditional, insane Lucha Brothers match, just in trios form.
All right, Chip. Sorry, I skipped Chip.
It's cool. It's like I'm not even here anymore.
Wow!
Anyway.
You'll fucking show up for 2 weeks, and that's what happens.
Wow!
Yeah, no. Anyways, no, it was definitely match of the night. 4.5 stars. It was a great train wreck, and everything was just awesome, fast paced, hard hitting. Everything I want to see from the House of Black, and then it counted perfectly by Death Triangle. And yeah, I mean, I guess it helped move the storyline along, but me not watching Dynamite lately because I've been dealing with personal stuff in my life, kind of threw me off because I knew this storyline happened a while ago with Julia Hart. So, pardon me. Yeah, no, match of the night, definitely.
Okay, let's do the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals. So, do you notice that the people who wore the pink and black won, and they were also a couple?
If I thought about that for more than 5 seconds, I would have done that.
As soon as I saw the belts, I was like, oh, Adam. I picked them both to win, but I'm like, oh, Adam Cole and Britt Baker are winning. Like, it makes sense. They're not going to have Samoa Joe and Britt Baker stand up there. They're not going to have Adam Cole and Ruby Riott stand up there together. Like, that just didn't make sense.
I disagree on the premise of this tournament was not storyline. So you could have had anybody as the two up there. Heels, faces, didn't matter.
No, I understand, but...
Then you don't understand. I understand, but
here's the thing. You had Owen Hart's widow up there who was madly in love with him. A couple was winning that tournament. It just made sense. That's why I put the butt in. You were right where it didn't matter, but at the same time, a couple was winning that. It just... If we just thought about it for like a minute, you'd be like, oh, that actually makes sense. So, anyway... The matches,
Okay, for our show.
That's funny. Adam Cole and Samoa Joe went 12 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yep.
Britt Baker and Ruby Soho went 13 minutes and 20
seconds.
What a weird 69 that is.
Sure is. Okay, Brandon gave Cole and Joe 2 stars. Joe was blown up within 5 minutes. I actually did not notice that. Cole can only carry Cole can carry so much. Joe's weight is an issue. He can't move. This match would have been great 5 years ago. Ruby and
great 5 months ago in NXT.
Ruby and Britt Baker, great entrances. Ruby needs more offense. Good Lord, Britt basically kicked the shit out of her for 10 minutes with a quick heat up with the face until the ending. I don't know what a quick heat up with the face until the ending is.
The comeback. I assume he's referring to comeback.
Okay, that makes sense then. I also give them match 3 stars. It was good, but both matches were disappointing with the talent involved.
The whole fucking tournaments were disappointing.
I agree with that 100%.
You expect, and it's shitty, and I get that bitter bitch Martha Hart don't want Owen in the WWE Hall of Fame or WWE making any money out of him. Fuck that bitch, by the way. But this fell flat. Who the fuck is Owen Hart to AEW, boss? It did. No matter what you say, and me, the one that watches the product out of the fucking 4 of us all the time, watching the tournament evolve too, it was like, okay, you're just having a tournament for the sake of having a tournament. This is a fuck you, Vince. This is nothing else. Martha wanted to say fuck you, Vince. Tony Khan wanted to do a line and say fuck you, Vince. Like,
By the way, there was
Yes.
a drinking game for this pay-per-view. There was anytime that AEW takes a dig at WWE, you got to take a shot.
You'd be fucking
I just
drunk.
drank.
I agree with Ryan, but I think the whole purpose, it was called the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. It was to put over his foundation.
No,
It's pretty much publicity for the foundation.
not
That's how I saw it. That's how I
not
saw
at
it.
all. Just because they might have said that once or twice. The thing is called the Owen. It was the Owen Hart Cup. Very rarely did they say fucking foundation. And if it was just for the foundation, like his fucking brutal widow of a wife and his douchebag of a fucking son want to claim that it's, Owen Hart was more than wrestling. He was this, he was this, he was this. Then why did you show all of his New Japan shit? Oh, because he was a fucking wrestler and you cocksuckers made all your money on Owen Hart because of wrestling, but fuck wrestling. Oh no, let's go to Dixie Khan over here. He'll give us lots of money for nothing. Ugh.
Thank you for the Dixie Con reference. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Martha Hart either.
Slut.
Jesus.
I've been the dark side of the ring turned me from her and turned me from fucking douchebag OJ.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
I hope you're the multitude of fan. Fuck you both.
I mean, it confirmed what I always thought about her. So I didn't. So I'm like, oh, okay, okay. That was it. But all right, Chip.
Yeah, I just can't believe that we never seen Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. Period. That was shocking to me.
Right?
They had to have been on our way sometime. Then
That's what I was thinking.
No,
and they
that
said
makes
no.
sense.
I'm
The
like,
timelines don't make it. The timelines didn't match up.
But the thing is like, I wanted it to be more. Yeah, Joe did blow up early. I think he's on his way out. Honestly, I think this is kind of his last ditch effort in trying to salvage anything of his name that he still has. I've never seen the Dark Side of the Ring with the Hart Foundation or Owen Hart, so I don't know what you all are harping on there. But when it was a squash match for Britt Baker, and it's kind of sad because I loved how Ruby Soho came out with Rancid, because that's a fucking highlight from the 90s for you. So I say together I would give it okay for house show 2.5 stars.
Sleazy.
For the let me touch on the Rancid thing first. I think that was phenomenal. I think that was an amazing moment for Ruby, for AEW. But two things came to my mind when I saw Rancid on the stage actually performing. Number one, I didn't realize Triple H was now the new frontman of Rancid. And number two, I feel really fucking old to have that band in that state doing that song in 2022. It
Seriously,
felt
I know,
weird.
That threw me back big time when I was, oh God, I'm really this old now.
Right?
I was just like, oh my God. I love Rancid.
And Ruby Soho to the ring.
Yeah. Well, I remember when she joined AEW, they literally asked her, do you want to use our song, Ruby Soho, as your entrance music? We'll be glad to give you the rights. She decided to become Ruby Soho.
It's not just the song, it was the name as well. Because technically they own the rights to the name. And I think that for her to get that and just in general be able to have that moment absolutely transcends any match she has had to this point and probably in the future, because I can't see a bigger moment for her than that. All that being said,
fuck Martha Hurt.
I mean, both tournaments were garbage. The finals were not very good. We should be sitting here jumping up and down about, oh my God, how great was Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe? It was barely a 2-star match. I think that they should have been able to do more than what they did, and it was yeah. And then the females, the females getting in there, and as much as Britt Baker gets bitched upon a lot about being green as fuck and so on and so forth, she's done a great job of doing her character and doing everything that she can. She's in there with somebody who truly is a master of wrestling in Ruby Soho. One of my main complaints is that this was just the drizzling shits. And if it wasn't for the fact that Jade Cargill's match was on this card, this would have been even more shit upon. That being said, it was still only a star and a half. And it was just, what the fuck happened here? What the fuck happened? This should have been better than it was. If you look at it from the perspective of these two matches should have been a very high level because it was representing what Owen Hart meant to professional wrestling. It was anything but. It was anything but.
If you ignore WWE, Owen Hart meant nothing to wrestling. And I'll eat all the flack in the world for this, but the fact that you ignore his whole fucking WWE career out of spite, whatever other reason, Owen Hart meant nothing to wrestling. Not a goddamn thing. He didn't draw nobody into Japan. He didn't draw nobody in fucking Stampede Wrestling. The only reason he got a name was WWF. WWE.
Well, only years he got named because of the name Hart.
Well, here's the other thing about that. If you're harboring a grudge against WWF or WWE, you're not going to use that footage anyway, and I don't think Vince would ever give that footage up either. So I mean, at that point,
no, I disagree. In the past 5 years, look at WWE in terms of the footage they've used, the shows they've put out, the deals and agreements they've made. WWE has been a lot more understanding, especially in that Martha let him put him in the Hall of Fame and did nothing else. And they wanted to do this. I guarantee you, they would have been like, oh my God, oh yeah, we get it. Take this. You know what I mean? No, I don't believe it anymore. Fed bad, fuck off, Reddit. Fed king. Fed not bad.
Yeah, the thing is, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. I think that in this particular circumstance, there's no way WWE was going to let them use any footage. So
the AEW? Oh, hell no.
Right. So if Martha was a little bit on better terms with WWE, if any of that stuff was a little bit more smoothed over, I think they would have. But because
that tournament would be in WWE, not AEW. I think that's what Ryan's trying to get at.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yeah.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but I'm also saying that if AEW decided to do it on a whim and they were still on good or neutral terms, they'd be more likely to give some footage. Let me just put it
so.
I would. Absolutely,
Nope.
because they've done it before. They've done it before in different circumstances. They have.
Now when Tony Khan's been shitting on them every day. Hell no.
But they have.
Tony Khan's been shitting on them
Yes.
since the beginning.
Right.
I know.
Jericho
And they
fans-
still grabbed Brody Lee footage.
They did Brody Lee footage. They did the whole Jericho broken skulls.
Yeah.
They openly let Cody talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
Again, this isn't WWE dickhead WWE anymore. And a lot of people, not this group, but some of you, I don't understand that.
The thing is, you pointed at me, so I don't know.
I'm assuming you pointed at me.
Yeah.
There you go.
My screen, I pointed at him.
Which is actually correct. On my screen, it's correct.
It's not correct on mine.
So, but no, I don't think they would have. I just honestly don't.
I disagree with that. That's all. But anyway, the matches suck. Let's continue on. But before we continue on, let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this. And we're back.
Chip's already drunk.
Chip's drunk.
I just keep hearing people cracking. He already had like three of his, I don't know what the hell, hard white claws because he's a white male. Just freaking.
Wow.
Can I please point out we are
I'm also a white
halfway.
male.
We're kind of halfway through the show. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fucking matches to talk about.
6-person mixed tag team match. Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara and what Brandon called it, whore, versus America's Top Team.
Get the fucking fight now.
And Paige Van Zandt.
We get it, you guys. You fuck.
Brandon gave it a star. Fucking terrible match. The sound of Tay Conte just talking just annoys me. The match belonged on the opener. Wrong. Don't bring out Lambert if you don't allow him to have a mic. The Sammy Tay pairing isn't working for me. Sammy is playing down to what he could be paired with his pie. Consider this pillar removed.
His fucking pie is really filling by the looks of it. I don't know what his problem is here. I'd eat Brazilian pie.
You know what he reminds? You know what the whole Sammy Guevara thing? It kind of reminds me of what happened to Cody Rhodes in WWE. I went from Cody Rhodes to Stardust because he went from Sammy Guevara to whatever the fuck he is now.
Sammy Guevara.
Still Sammy Guevara.
But he
just changed his personality to where he's all like, I just absolutely
a bitch.
I don't give a shit about. He's whipped.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll be the person to say he went from being Jericho's bitch to Ty Conte's bitch. And who the
whose
fuck?
Pussy's better? Whose pussy's better?
Jericho's.
Did you say whose? That's
whose pussy's better?
Sleazy answered. He said Jericho.
I said Jericho.
Jericho.
This is all dried up. He's old.
You don't understand how
That's extra texture.
there's this lubrication, sir. Lubrication is helpful.
Vaseline.
But is it though?
Okay, so like, Fat Man, are we going to start fighting now? Or did you realize you're a fucking idiot in Iran the other night?
No, that still sucked.
Made no sense. Is what
made
you're
no
gonna
sense.
say? Yeah.
Thanks for helping.
Yeah.
Match made total fucking sense.
Well, 1.5 stars. Match sucked. Made no
What
sense.
fucking product? No,
I don't care. I still think it sucked.
But
I don't think Kazarian deserved to be in that match. He just it made no sense.
Okay. This match should have been on Dynamite. There you go, Chip.
I will accept that criticism more than that match sucked.
Match did suck.
But the match didn't suck.
Match did suck.
But it didn't.
Match should have been on the pre-show.
The match shouldn't have been on nowhere near
Match,
this.
so you know how UFC time out. You know how UFC has main card prelims and the UFC Fight Pass? It should have been UFC Fight Pass.
No, because I actually watched
That's what happened. Ryan knows what I'm talking about.
I don't think Chip heard me. I said no. I actually watched.
I heard. I just know sold your ass. Shut up.
No, you didn't hear me.
Thank you.
You were saying
you.
He did not no sell me because he didn't fucking hear me. If I didn't say, "Did you hear me?" He would have never have said that. So he did not no sell me. He didn't fucking hear me.
Shit. Fuck you.
He just always wants to be right. It's fine.
I'm always right. This match sucked.
Chip, welcome back. Guess what hasn't changed?
Batman.
This match sucked. It sucked. The match sucked.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you. It did suck, but you're still a fucking asshole.
I never said I wasn't an asshole.
There you go.
I mean, I am.
2 weeks doesn't change that. 2 weeks doesn't change that.
I'm still taking the premise that the reasons you said it sucked the other night, it doesn't suck.
It sucked. The match sucked. You know why it sucked? Because the action was boring.
That's a lot fucking different than you mounting off the other night, sir.
It is. I changed. It still sucked.
I changed.
No.
It still sucked. I said it made no sense because Sammy and Kaz,
because everybody's a fucking heel but Kaz,
fighting within each other during a match that they could possibly not have a title shot. I thought was stupid.
And they
Ryan explained it to me though. So
I'm going to make an outside the box observation here. Frankie Kazarian fights better when he has the Metallica logo than he does any other time.
Wrong.
Frankie Kazarian needs to grab his fucking buddy Christopher Daniels and go to Impact and be like, we can't team up in AEW no more. But this ain't fucking AEW now, is it?
Thank you.
They got to be near the end of their line too, though.
Daniels is what, like 95?
I mean, that is.
He looks like 24 age. Though.
I think Kazarian's my age, if not a little older.
Kazarian to me now is like Christian. I feel like he's underrated. He's having really good, like he's good in the ring. He's good at what he does. He can tell a story, but everybody's looking at him just like
he's a utility player. Paige Van Zandt was absolutely terrible. It is her first match, so I mean, but she wasn't TV ready. Like she was like, you can just. But again, it's her. okay, pay-per-view ready. How about that? So it sucked. The match just sucked.
She looked better than Tay Conti did.
Yeah, it's fucking great comparison.
I'm just saying.
But she didn't though, so drink another one. Sleazy, you done eating? No.
Jesus Christ, we still got 5 matches to
Come on, hurry up! And I got to talk about news and rumors.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta cook dinner too. So let's go. Come on.
Let's do this. It's shit. Next match.
Cool. Another match that should have been on Dynamite: Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. 9 minutes 50 seconds, but it was a really good match. I'm glad.
I was going to say this match made the pay-per-view better. It's like you had hope, and then Thunder fucking Rosa followed, and back to the shit again.
This was super fucking physical. Kyle O'Reilly's just like, fuck you. I'm going to knock this shit out of you.
And Darby Allin's gonna knock the shit out of himself by tripping under the bottom rope.
That's true.
He went so fast, I didn't realize what happened.
Right?
I did. I was like, what the hell did I just watch?
I thought he did a flip under the rope and then landed on his stomach.
I thought he did a flip underneath the rope, and he just like kicked O'Reilly. I was just like, well, that was weird.
It's the weirdest baseball slide I've ever seen.
And then I sent the video to you guys. You're like, Ryan's like, that was a botch. I was just like, what?
He made the botch look good.
3.5 star, really good match. Everyone agrees?
Yeah.
Yep.
AEW Women's Championship, Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. 16 minutes and 35 seconds.
This is the time where I fell asleep.
Fucking minutes too long.
Can't give it 3.25.
So this is where I fell asleep, and then I woke up about an hour later, and the pay-per-view was still fucking going on. I thought it was on a replay.
I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It was a good match, but went way too long. Sleazy.
There was a point in the match where had they just ended it there, they would have been fine. It was the point where they were locked legs and they rolled out of the ring.
Okay.
After that, it was like they didn't know how to wrestle anymore. Or they were just so tired that they just couldn't do anything anymore. It was it was good, and then that moment happened, and then they couldn't get on the same page from then on. It just garbage after.
Happens when scissoring happens.
Well, wow. Well done, sir. But
never mind.
What's that?
Go ahead. Finish. I thought you were done.
Oh, just that I think that in a tighter match, this would have been really, really well done. But because they went too long, because they thought, oh, it's a fucking title match. The other 2 matches went 13, 14 minutes. This one has to go that long. They didn't have to go that long.
All right, Ryan.
Oh, I fucking hate Thunder Rosa. I hate her so much. She's so fucking terrible. She's worse than Rush.
Rush.
I don't know. Bug me. Like,
I love Ryan.
Even her fucking chase to the title, I kind of was like, okay. And then she had them shitty fucking matches with Britt Baker. And I tried to just say, in my mind, maybe it's just because it was Britt Baker. Maybe they didn't gel. Maybe nobody. And now you can't get a good match out of Serena Deeb either. You're terrible. Go back to the graveyards of fucking Mexico.
Anarchy of the Arena, Blackpool
What
Combat
did Brandon do?
Oh, shit. My bad, guys. Hold on. I forgot about that motherfucker. He gave O'Reilly and Allen.
All right, God damn it.
He goes to Deets.
He gave it 1 star. Not even good for a house show. It was all bad. Stupid match. No build. Wrong person goes over. Wrong. Another pillar crush. Super physical is the only positive. Gave 3.5 stars to Rose and Deep. Good enough for a house show. Took him in to pick up, but Deep got better as the match went on. Why not push another talent for this? The complete downplay of Joshi talent, which they were pushing to the moon, is all but gone. It's a shame.
I hope that overrating piece of shit steps on a leg.
Steps on a Lego.
Thank you. What the fuck is he talking about? He took the sleazy bitter pills watching this match.
I was going to say
this show.
Triggered sleazy real hard.
No, he took the combination of sleazy bitter pills and Fat Man bitter pills and made it into one.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
He's learning from the best, and that's not sleazy. It's me. Anarchy in the Arena, Blackpool Combat Club.
Fuck you, dude.
King of the 2-star match, Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz versus the Jericho Appreciation Society. 22 minutes, 45 seconds. Canton gave this 4 1/4. Brandon gave this 3. Enjoyed the music, but to myself, I thought it was shot super wrong. This was produced to fucking hell. You can see each team watching the screens to see when they should go minus the fucking star. Mac Daddy Mac deserves an Emmy? I don't know what the... Oh, Matt. Okay.
I'm going to have an aneurysm with Brandon's reviews.
I think he wrote it super fast. Dude bled, mustard, went through tables, all to give a middle finger at the end. 12 weeks of the best sports entertainment in the world. Also, co-MVP Garcia was fucking everywhere. Needs more Santana. Lots more. I gave it 3.5. It was really good. It was an anarchy in the arena. I just saw my nose got shorter and shorter as the show went longer because I got fucking super tired. And I watched this during the day. All right, Chip.
Fell asleep.
Okay, Brian.
It was controlled chaos, and it was a exact picture-perfect AEW match for the stupid controlled chaos. The music spot, I fucking lied. I laughed at. Because we were like, fuck.
Wait, what music spot? I didn't know.
So Brian, explain it.
So the music is playing through the whole match. And Jericho says this after. They do it purposely so when Jericho goes near there with Moxley, he can shut off the sound and show off. And Jericho being a piece of shit because everybody was dancing and singing along to the wall thing. And after so long, the music just kind of came a part of the chaos. And the music was going, everything was just going well. And then because as fucking dickheadish as he is and just getting a little bit over that hill and going back down, Jericho's smart for that stuff. So he knew that once that chaos, once that music, and you connected and you made the connection to everything, when that music stops, people booed because they kind of thought the match was over because the crowd loved this match. And Jericho just found another thing to take away from everybody. And it got the exact fucking reaction they wanted because they all booed the shit out of Jericho for cutting the music.
I cheered.
Awesome.
I cheered.
It was annoying. It distracted me from the match. Maybe live it would have been different, but on TV it was distracting to me. I'm like, I can't get into the match. And then when he cut the music off, I thought the match got better. So that was me. The spot was brilliant by Jericho, but it was annoying for me watching on TV. Again, live it would have been probably different.
Could I praise the promo by Eddie Kingston before the match?
No.
The pre-show?
Did not praise Eddie Kingston at all.
Oh, fuck you. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Anyways.
You praise Eddie Kingston because Eddie Kingston is doing the best work in his career.
Oh, he is, 100%.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying. And that promo about your demon swimming was amazing.
As he cuts himself off.
Well, here's the thing is that, let me catch up on that one. He does this whole promo about... It's fine. He does this whole promo about how he's going to kill somebody and then tries to kill somebody in the match. I mean, he was going to set him on fire.
But the thing is like with the promo, because I watched the pre-show actually, and the promo that he did, he probably cut it on Dynamite or Rampage. But I have a lot of inner demons I swim with every day in my life. So when I see someone touch on that, with the emotion that Eddie did, it blows me away. And that's right, demons don't drown; they swim right alongside of you.
Okay, Chip, what do you think of the match?
From what I saw,
that's right. You said you fucking fell asleep.
But I did see the promos, so
okay.
It had a great build-up. I just don't know what happened. Sorry.
All right, Sleazy.
I fucking love this. If it wasn't for the House of Black match, I easily match of the night. It fucking mess, and I loved every second of it. I think that the spot with Eddie Kingston was great with the gas can. Holy shit. I loved that fucking thing because it was absolutely perfect. It worked perfectly with not just from the obviousness of the holy shit, he's going to set somebody on fire, but the concept that basically they had the match won, but Eddie Kingston, because he's just this insane piece of shit, had to fucking set him on fire instead of letting Danielson win the match, and it pissed off Danielson.
So what does that say about Danielson being a fucking idiot watching this psychopath with a gas can coming, who he knows is a psychopath, and doesn't break the hold, and then watches him pour gas on and be like, oh, right, oh, yeah, gas. Maybe I should stop this. Idiot.
Not only is it an idiot thing, but now you've got this huge fucking almost triangle thing happen now, which will be great for the next month or two at bare minimum. This will make some really great matches afterwards. And I think they did a great job of putting everything together to make this fucking beautiful cinematic masterpiece.
I had to go watch it.
4 stars.
Okay, I haven't said this all night, and I'm going to make Ryan happy. Yo, dog, I heard you like tag team matches.
Oh, I do.
3-way match for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Jurassic Express defends against Team Taz and Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. 17 minutes and 15 seconds. Ken gave it 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars. And Brandon gave it 4 stars. Wrong team went over. Let's go to Brandon. Totally thought Starks and Haas were going over. Great pace. The subtle voice of Keith Lee going, oh my God. He loved it. Out of the pillars of AEW's future, this was the only victor. Ricky Starks, to me, has officially replaced Darby as a pillar. Dude is nothing but money. I just put great match because, again, I was tired.
I am so glad I watched this match the next day. Solely on, I remember at my buddies, and it was this was coming on, and the main event was coming on. 1 o'clock here, and fucking work the next day, and I was just like, I can't. I got no desire. I didn't really care. Now, by the time I got home and puttered around, it was getting ready to go to bed, and I was still checking scorecard because, like, I'll get into the scorecard standings after the match. But even that, I was just looking through it. And I was like, cool, they won, and didn't pay no other attention to it until I watched it the next day. And I watched it that night. I would have been so dragged out and hated it because I think that's kind of what my issue is with this card was too, where it was so long and everybody shits on WWE going, well, they only have so much wrestling. What a fucking promo and a backstage segment, and this helps me break it up. And it does. So being able to watch this tag match the next day, fantastic. I loved every bit of it, and I disagree. The right kids won because the world title changing in the main event, don't overshadow that tag title thing.
I agree. Right kids died. So, Chip.
For now, the right kids died. I did like Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee as a tag team. It was hilarious because it's kind of NXT versus AEW in a match. And it was a great match. I definitely gave it 4 stars as well. I woke up for this match. I fell asleep for 2 of them. Woke up for this one. And it was great. Keith Lee, I think, is looking better now than he did in WWE.
See.
And crickets.
Because I think Keith Lee looks exactly the fucking same. He's a mountain of a man, like I'm a mountain of a man. Unless you're going from this to...
Are you talking about like his in-ring work looks better or his physique?
Yes, I think his in-ring looks better.
Okay. It looks the same to me.
Watching those matches with him versus Dijak, how can you say that? I disagree with that 100%. That being said, he was done no favors on Raw or wherever. It was on Raw.
He did himself no. He did himself no favors.
Okay.
Your boss asks you to do something, do it. Because when you don't do what your boss wants, there's a fucking shit show.
Okay.
But there's another federation.
We don't know for sure if that was the case or not.
Yeah, but all of this shit as journalists were speculating on. That's the way I'm speculating on.
If we're gonna speculate on shit, what we need to speculate on.
Let's talk about the match, fuckers.
We are. His wrestling skill in this match seemed to have been a bit better in the WWE sense, still looking at the same shape. I do believe that the tag team match was a better avenue for him to show off his newfound skills with the fact that he doesn't wrestle as much without house shows or other television avenues that WWE would provide.
Did you just write that?
Idiot savant. What have I been saying?
Hey, hang on. The eloquence of him saying it that way. I was going to shit on this match, but legit. I'm going to shit on this match anyway, but but how
It's a three-way match. Of course you are.
Of course I was, right?
This is where the AEW refereeing, where they're like, tag. Oh, you didn't tag in? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like, who gives a shit
Just
anymore?
do whatever you want.
And there's a point in
Halfway
that
through, he was just like, fuck it.
fuck it. Somebody will figure out who's legal, right? Yeah, fine. I'll just keep counting 3. Whatever. Didn't like that. Didn't like the fact, and I'm gonna be very clear in saying that I watched this all in one shot too. So there might be a bias because I felt like I was already getting up to this level here at the very tippy top once we were done with the Stadium Stampede match. Like, that was a huge thing for me. I'm like, okay, I am done with wrestling. What do you mean I still got matches left? Holy shit. God damn it. Okay, I guess we'll do the tag.
Supercard Honor all over again. Supercard Honor all over again.
And that's the thing is that if you watch Supercard of Honor, if you chop that up in half and have 2 separate nights of that, those would have been 2 banger fucking nights. And I think this would have been 2 banger fucking nights too. But I think that throwing it,
don't give AEW any ideas.
Yeah, every paper. Tony Khan, I know you're listening.
Come on, dude.
Fuck you. I know you're listening. Make every pay-per-view 2 nights, please. There you go.
And make them 1 hour each.
Fuck
on
you.
TBS.
Fuck you. I'm done.
AEW World Championship. Eggman and Page defense against CM Punk. 25 minutes, 40 seconds. Ken gave this 4.5 stars. Brandon was not so kind. 1 star. I hated it.
What?
Wrong time to do this. What else are you going to do with Page now? Punk didn't need the title. Punk already had a great match with MJF. There's Danielson or Moxley. Where are my AEW stalwarts? This show really missed Kenny Omega in a big way. Sloppy match by Punk. This should have been Page's time. Ryan.
Page's had his time.
Fuck CM Punk. Useless. I almost made you had to do work, Sleazy. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Useless person. CM Punk is overrated as fuck. In the same breath, if anybody thought Hangman Adam Page was winning this match, you're retarded.
So which one of you had him and Adam Page winning this match?
I didn't.
I didn't.
I don't think so. I don't think I did.
A couple of boss said, well, Hangman's definitely winning. I was like, what is wrong with you? This is designed. And
so
a couple of months ago, I do believe that a couple of episodes ago, I called exactly what was going to happen on this show.
So if I were booking the show, there's one thing I would have changed. When Page took the title belt, I would have had him hit Punk and win. Turn heel. The fans are already booing him anyway. Turn heel and then have Punk win the title then. But I do believe they're taking the title off Page because they don't like where their ratings are. And they think Punk can draw better.
They're wrong.
I agree with you, Ryan, but I'm trying to... Punk is a bigger name than Adam Page. We all know that.
Yeah. But it's more about, I don't like your idea solely on the response of they were booing him anyways. There is no such goddamn fucking thing in the AEW universe, galaxy, neighborhood, shed in the backyard, whatever size you want to call it, that heels and faces actually exist in that world. They are all just people. There's no... It's like 1 week they're good. Like the CM
Sleazy and I talked about this for 3 years going on now. How
that's been
they changed MJF like 5 weeks in a row because of the role that they needed him, or the Young Bucks. It was 5 weeks in a row because of the role they needed them to be in on that certain show. So you're right. They need to start. They need to start having heels and faces. They won't, but they need to start.
The closest they got is those tunnels, and that's more suggestions. And in the same, what kills me about Punk is just because they went to Long Island, where MJF is huge too, and they booed Punk. So every time they go back to Long Island, Punk's gonna be like, "I'm a heel tonight." Go to fuck. Like that bugs me. It's because you're supposed, but I guess Fed chill. I'm trained that there's good guys and there's bad guys, and every now and then, you get an in-between guy. Instead of a million in-between guys on a roster of 100 people. Like that. I watch AEW because I like the car crashes. I like the chaos. I like that Attitude Era style of matches and storytelling when it's done right. But the faces and heels thing is always my biggest fucking... If I'm going to gripe on anything that's not selling, it's that... Is there no face and no heel? For the most part. Because I'll go back to the fight me and you had, Fat Man, who was the faces and heels in that match. Technically, the last show before it was booked, Frankie Kazarian was the face.
And everyone else was a heel.
And the enemy of his enemy is a jackass and his girlfriend. And I thought that was fucking amazing. Sammy Guevara has invented a new genre in wrestling. And it's not face, it's not heel, it's not tweener, it's horny jackass.
It's my cat.
Horny jackass.
Horny jackass.
What's my cat's name, Sleazy?
Horny jackass now.
It's horny. Well, I literally named my cat Jackass.
Yeah, but now it's
horny jackass.
Horny jackass now.
Even though he has no balls.
Yeah, well.
So yeah,
people with vasectomies can still fuck.
As far as the match goes, I thought the match was great. I gave it 4 stars, but again, I still stand by. Punk or Page probably should have hit him, or even if he didn't win the match, he should have hit him with the belt. Page needs a different direction.
To hit him with the belt and then lose does more damage to Page. So just don't hit him with the belt.
Yeah. Or either you hit him with the belt and you win, or you're right, you don't hit him with the belt.
Yeah.
All right. Chip.
I think that it was time to take it off from Page. I understand how Ryan's saying you got Danielson, you have other people that could be the title holder, but hasn't Moxley held the title, if I remember right, at one time?
This is Brian that said that. Yes, Moxley held the title.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
He's naming people. Yeah, Moxley, I guess, was at AEW when it was created. Danielson wasn't. I guess Brandon's gripe was, okay, so this is his overall thoughts on the show, which gets to your kind of point. Overall, this is the worst show they put on. There are bright spots, but few what the fuck or shit show decisions. All they did was do service for fanboys of Punk, did absolutely zero for the future. So I think what he's saying is, if you're not going to put the title, you should have put the title on homegrown AEW star when none of them are actually homegrown. But so
I think if you're going to have right now, while Punk's hot the way he is, regardless of what Ryan says, this
is he though?
Strap on Punk. This is the time to strap on Punk.
Is he hot though? I'm agreeing with Ryan. He's not hot.
I think he's hot.
He's on a draw. He isn't drawing anything. The ratings haven't increased with him on the show. They've actually decreased. I mean, they have no house.
Strike for 3 weeks. That's not a draw, boys. Anybody that brings up the merchandise that CM Punk sells on Pro Wrestling Tees as their reason saying is a draw, that don't mean shit. Pro Wrestling Tees means that wrestler, for the most part, is getting it, not the Fed. If I'm making $100 and Walmart's making $1,000, I'll use the example, my $100 doesn't matter. If I'm making $10,000 and Walmart's only making $1,000, like, I'm not benefiting that business. I'm benefiting from the business. CM Punk is benefiting from being in AEW in terms of money, in terms of things that benefits him. He's not doing anything to help the AEW product, and he's not doing anything to drag in new viewers.
I enjoyed the match. It was a 4-star match.
All right, Sleazy.
Anybody who looks at that match and says that it wasn't meant, it's not a CM Punk match. It wasn't meant to be anything about CM Punk. You could have literally put anybody in there that had a high level of expertise. It could have been Danielson. It could have been Punk. It could have been Omega. It could have been somebody had to be a very high elite person, because the point of the match had nothing to do with the fact he was losing it. It had everything to do with the fact that he chose the honorable way and got fucked because of it. And if you look at the overarching storyline of Adam Page as a whole, And you look at the fact that he spent many, many months doubting himself even as champion, to the point where when he got in the ring with somebody who was considered a super elite worker, as like Punk, or it could have been Joe in the same spot. Just anybody who was like a big Fed guy. Didn't matter what.
Fucking Bryan Danielson?
Yeah, Daniel, right. But that's kind of my point, is that whenever he got in those spots, he always fucked himself in the head a little bit. And I want to point out, he didn't beat Danielson. He went to draw Danielson. So he didn't beat him.
But then he did.
Yes. But the point I'm trying to make is that Punk, in theory, was that next step up.
Didn't they have 2 matches?
Yeah,
draw and then Page beat him.
Then Page beat him. But the point I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make is that he was feeling in that first match when he drew with him, he was feeling the, am I really good enough? And when he beat
the second match just proved yourself wrong.
Yes, but we're at the same point with Punk. You see what I mean? It's the next step of that.
My issue, whatever the fucking proper word is, Hangman cuts a promo on Dynamite, and it is the promo that should have started this fucking feud. I'm not defending the AEW title against you. I'm defending All Elite Wrestling from you.
From you.
That should have been the whole premise of this. And that it should have been Punk being like, oh, I'm here for this. Oh, I'm here for the fans. I'm here for that too. You want to know how I can get it? I know I can get it. Hey, can I have that? Yeah, make the phone call on TV. But Page was an entire afterthought, and that's why I didn't think he was going to win. Page was an entire afterthought anyways, until he cuts that promo on Wednesday. And that just made me go, fuck, that would have made that feud so much better had that have been 5 weeks ago instead of 5 days before the pay-per-view.
And the thing is that if you look at it from the perspective of he feels like he has to take the entire company because he feels a sense of deficiency, in a sense. I am the champion of this company. What's that?
I said a little blue pill, take care of that.
I think that I feel like that they've done a great service to Adam Page here by having him lose in this way. I actually believe they did the exact correct way that they could have done this to make his storyline arc be even better. And people are just shitting, oh, well, they just dropped it to Punk and Punk's going to give them ratings. They're not seeing the other half of this, which is that the better story is that Page finally lost something that he held dear because he constantly felt like he wasn't enough. And finally, it was proven that he wasn't enough.
Page succumbed to his demons that run his life. And that is actually a great angle.
Saying if he didn't think he was enough, why didn't he hit him with the title belt?
Well, that's the thing, is that he was always in this constant struggle between that. He still wanted to be honorable, even though he thought in his heart that he couldn't beat Punk. You see what I mean? I see exactly
what he's saying.
You're walking. It's walking a very, and this goes back to Ryan's question: is that, well, is he a face or a heel or not? He's from day one. He's always been the guy that's like, should I succumb to my evilness? When it came,
he always had his self doubt.
Yeah,
he always had self doubt.
When he was the tag,
that self doubt stopped when he won the world title. It did. I really don't care because his character was different. How he talked was different. How he did promos was different. How he interacted with people was different.
And yet he did the same thing he did when he was starting to feud with Kenny Omega when they were tag champs. Was he going to hit the buckshot lariat or not? You remember way back. When they were.
I'm trying to understand the correlation between the two.
It's the same.
Well, here's what
he's
trying to say. You mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, me not being a wrestler like you all, or having my foot in the business like you all do, me being from an actual person that deals with inner demons every day in their life, you wake up every day with this voice telling you you're not worthy of your wife, you're not worthy of your life, you're not worthy of the food you cook for people. This is an ongoing fight I have in my body every day. And I understand what Slizzy's coming from because what he is saying is that, yes, there are days where Adam Page was like, yes, I can do this. But there are days that Adam Page woke up and said, I can't do this. And when you say you can't do something, that voice in the back of your head sits there and talks to you all day long until it breaks you limb from limb to where you're left nothing but a powder.
And 6 months ago, you guys are right. But that was before he was fucking champion. Because the second he won that belt, that went away.
But it's also saying demons don't always go away. They always rear their heads when it's unexpected.
Okay, and
when you think you're above everyone, and you think you're on cloud 9, guess what? That demon will come up and drag you fucking under to where you're down to the way you were 6 months ago.
And
I know this from personal experience.
And I appreciate you sharing that with us, Chip. And I really do. I'm kind of seeing what you guys are saying, but if his inner demons were playing with him, he would have hit Punk with a title belt.
Not always.
Not always.
Sometimes good. Sometimes good prevails above evil. Just for 1 second.
So, I mean, but it is a good story where I don't think it's the demon part or whatever. It's he took the honorable way out and still lost. Now that he didn't have confidence in doing it, because him dropping the title belt actually meant that he had confidence in beating Punk. Not, he's struggling. But he took the honorable way out and lost. It sets up a rematch.
See, if we're going to play the spades of spades sort of for the demons and stuff, when he dropped that belt, that had nothing to do with confidence. That was probably, if I'm going to win, I don't want to win that way. Just yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is a good story. And
Wednesday,
go ahead.
3 days ago is going to be really interesting on what happens.
Okay, so here's the thing from Tony Khan about how why this show was so fucking long. The Celtics versus Heat Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 was a part in the show extending longer than normal, according to Khan. Quote, it was a little bit different. I ended up adding a little bit of length of the show to help the show commercially and help the show make money. Bullshit.
What?
I think it made, if not a 7-figure difference, at least a 6-figure difference. Bullshit. I probably would have.
I mean, basketball fans that watch wrestling, please, come on, this is bullshit all the way.
I would have probably ended the show the same time they always have. We've done a lot of the best pay-per-views everyone's ever done. Bullshit. They've all ended between 11:45 and 11:57 on the East Coast.
Bullshit.
I will listen to the feedback of the fans. Revolution had pretty good response, and commercially the show was really successful and had a similar length bell to bell.
Bullshit.
But like I said, I'll listen to feedback. This was a unique circumstance. Does he not know how pay-per-view works?
No.
It does not matter how long a basketball game goes. You fucking moron.
Does he think that people are just going to wait till like 9:30 and then pay for the pay-per-view?
Like did you notice the whole show? Tony Frowney's like, you got to tell your friends about this show. There's still time to watch the main event. It's like, I'm not going to pay, was it? Well, how much was the pay-per-view?
It was $50.
$49.99.
Yeah.
$50 for watching one match. I know you can probably watch the replays, but watch one match live, no one's doing that. When I say no one, literally no one is going to do that. He does not know how pay-per-view works. Oh, and to add to what Brian's... Okay, go ahead, Chip. I'm sorry.
If you didn't buy the pay-per-view at 8 p.m., you weren't buying the pay-per-view at 11:52 p.m.
Thank you.
I mean, there's no way in hell. I mean, like, because it's like, so friends of ours lived across the street. They're now in Florida. One time they went to a bar here in Gettysburg for a UFC fight. And the service was so bad, they came home and bought the fight at their house for all of 5 minutes. And they spent $52.99 for a 5-minute match. There's no one that's going to spend $52.99 for a fucking 5-minute match. or 20 minutes. In this case, you're still not paying that for that amount of time.
Brandon also added, I officially say Tony Khan's a terrible booker.
No shit, Sherlock.
I don't know what to make of that. Everything he said was bullshit. Everything Tony Khan said was bullshit.
Total bullshit.
He doesn't know how fucking pay-per-view works.
Because guess what? Look, I'm watching what was it? Game 5, Game 6 of the. It wasn't Game 7, was it? No, Game 7 was like last night or something.
No,
right?
Game 7 was Sunday.
Sunday. All right, look, I'm not sitting there watching a basketball game and look, I got nothing to do. My wife's asleep. I'm going to buy a pay-per-view for $52. No, you're not doing that shit.
No. He also said. So.
Oh, great.
He also commented about WWE. WWE moved Money in the Bank to the MGM Grand because a lack of ticket sales in Vegas. As Sleazy and I talked about this, they sold about roughly 17,000 seats at Allegiant Stadium. They moved it to MGM Grand. And Tony Khan made some remark, and somebody commented on him, and I don't remember what the comment was. And Tony Khan goes, "Yeah," or like, "Well, at least somebody had the hindsight to move it before they sold enough tickets." And then Tony Khan wrote, selling 17,000 tickets to a 12-seat arena. They moved it in time or something like that. And I did a simple Google search. Just a simple Google search. And I went, how many people can you fit in the MGM Grand? 16,800. So Tony Khan does not know how many people sits into a building he's been to multiple times. So...
Half a sell at Allegiant Stadium, full sell at MGM Grand. Go for the MGM Grand. Good point.
Worry more about your product and then trying to fucking bash WWE every 5 seconds. You're muted, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, you're muted.
But that's your product. That's your gimme. That's where your money is.
What money?
You live to be an alternative by continuously referencing and trying to be different, but the same as the other.
But
how did that work for WCW?
What money? It worked great, to be honest.
Until they were bought by WWE.
Until, actually, if you read the Nitro book by Guy Evans. No, I took it back.
Oh, yeah, you stole it back.
It is a great read.
Send it here.
In 98, they pretty much, the heads of Warner Brothers or Turner or whatever it was, pretty much told them, no blood, you can't say ass, you can't. They gave him the edict in the middle of 98. They're the middle of the Attitude Era, and pretty much said, you can't go as far.
You can't go against them. Yeah.
No, you can't say this stuff because standards and practices will go against you. And Bischoff hated that, and he cites that as kind of when the momentum changed. Because they were trading wins back and forth. I'm not saying it officially killed. That's what killed WCW, but that didn't help. They couldn't push the edge like they did with the NWO anymore. They had to be so. But I think, like I said, what Ryan said, that's where your money is. What money?
When I say money, I know.
I know what you're saying. I'm just being an asshole. What money have they made? Again, they had 2 to 18 months where there was no fans. The pandemic. They don't run house shows. They get live event gates, TV revenue, and merchandise. That's really it, and pay-per-view. So they got the big four to start with, and they'll get better. They should, and Ryan and I talked about this, they should be running house shows soon. They won't, but they should.
Run them in Florida.
But I just wanted to add that because, and then I'm blowing through. Punk said something about how his time at WWE was wasted.
What the fuck?
Like, you wasted your time. That's where you met your wife. That was a waste of time, though.
Fed bad. Also, have you seen some of the pictures of AJ Lee lately? Fine.
She's
always fine. She was always gorgeous.
She was always gorgeous, yes.
I love my tiny girls.
Fuck that, man.
But also,
CM Punk.
He wouldn't be in the position to make the money he's in AEW without WWE right now. So that was wasted,
it's just towing the line of AEW, though. That's the thing. I don't even blame him for saying it. I know it's wrong. Everyone here knows it's wrong. But if you're trying to toe the narrative of fed bad AEW God, you're saying that shit.
Got Ember Moon a job.
So the Clash at the Castle is look like it's gonna break WWE records. I think
Where is it at exactly? What's
Wembley?
Cardiff.
Oh, Cardiff. Yeah.
It's at Principality Stadium in Cardiff.
Yeah.
According to
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
the pre-sales were strong. It sold over 40,000 tickets in the first week. After 30,000 were sold in the pre-sale, about 10,000 more on the first day in general public. A complete sell of that stadium would be 69,000, nearly 10,000 more than WrestleMania 38 did each in April. So, a simple Google search,
Man, that Google, fuck.
tells me
Putting Google
Fuck
over
that
on this.
company.
that
Fuck that
WWE did more than 59,000 fans at WrestleMania each night. And literally, because Ryan says we're wrestling journalists, so I actually did some digging in journalism.
What the
And
fuck is wrong with you?
Only person to say 59,000 fans was fuck Dave Meltzer. The only one. Every legit person said it was around 75,000.
Because that's what WWE said, didn't they?
No, they were at 80, I thought.
WWE said about 78,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I did see some people report that they did say it, but it was more like 75. How do you go from 78 to 59? Because it's Dave Meltzer.
It's Meltzer. Yeah. This.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, and also I want to add to the Tony Khan thing. Those 17,000 tickets that WWE sold for Money in the Bank was still more than they had at Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So,
In Vegas.
Let's stop here. Let's take a quick break. I know this show is going to be stupidly long, but whatever. We'll be back after this.
It was AEW.
And we're back. Let's continue on with news and rumors.
okay. So let's talk about the MJF thing that we kind of alluded to earlier in our show that happened 9 hours ago.
Right? It's a 3-part episode. Jesus Christ.
So I have a website here, so that's great.
Here, and I'm the long and short of it, just because I'm not
Okay,
in the mood
go ahead.
to have
Go
a
ahead.
fucking-
Go ahead.
If it's a work, brilliant, boys. Well done.
So apparently MJF's unhappy. He no-showed a fan event for Double or Nothing. He bought a plane ticket to leave Las Vegas early, blah, blah, blah. You know, he got a stretcher job out. He's going to be off TV. He's supposedly had a meeting with Tony Khan last Monday. We don't know. So
SummerSlam debut.
no, his contract expires January 1st, 2024. So unless he gets out of his contract.
There's buyouts.
I put it to you this way. I said it to the boys watching pay-per-view. I have a fantasy booking idea. Vince McMahon and Dixie Khan, they get together and they make a trade. On one side goes Sasha Banks, and the other side goes MJF.
Sleazy's head looks like it's hurting.
Y'all are fucking marks.
That's why we do what we do.
Yeah,
AEW's Jack Atlas was arrested.
Jake Atlas.
Jake I said Jack.
Jackass.
Jackass.
Jackless. He'll forever be Jackless now.
Jackless. He was arrested and charged with domestic battery. Apparently got super drunk, called his girlfriend to pick him up, and then at a bar, and then he convinced her to go back to a girl's house, have a threesome, and then something fucking happened, and they got into a fight. So
Oh, well, I read it involved Duke Hudson too. So
Hold on. You have completely fucked this story up.
I have the website here, but Ryan is in the mood for me to read a whole fucking 10 pages worth of shit.
Well, first of all, it's not his girlfriend. First of all, it's not his girlfriend that he beat up. It was his boyfriend, Duke Hudson, who, by the way, wasn't out. This is how people figured out that he was gay and been in a relationship with Jake for 2 years.
Oh.
Next time, do some fucking journalistic skills, dickhead.
And the reason why
It doesn't say names in here,
Girlfriend, it's Duke Hudson.
It didn't say names in here.
Well, here's the best part about all of this is that the reason why Jake was so pissed at Duke was because of the threesome, and Duke was paying more attention to the girl than he was to Jake.
Happens all the time.
That was in here. That was in here, but it didn't. It doesn't have names. That's why I didn't know.
The reason why it doesn't have names was they're trying to retcon the fact that they outed Duke Hudson because nobody knew that Duke Hudson was gay. And more importantly, they didn't know that him and Jake were together for years and living together for years.
That time is up.
Yeah, that's game. Yeah, and that is probably the worst part of this entire story. Not even as much as assault is terrible, but that kind of damage of not being out and coming out in such a way could actually be way more detrimental to your life than even the assault.
Big time.
So
yeah, see, again, it didn't. This was yesterday, and it still doesn't have names, so I don't.
Yeah, it's a terrible situation. Fuck him. Fuck Jake. I mean, he'll never be back in AEW. Not that not that he was anyway. I mean, technically
he was out with an injury.
Yeah.
Speaking of injuries, it looks like Matt Cardona torn his bicep at the latest GCW show.
Fuck.
Yeah. That said that.
Which makes sense on why he lost the digital media title the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't do this
Kurt
anymore.
Angle replaced both his knees at the same time. That must have been fun.
Jesus Christ.
Six Percocet man.
Yeah.
My wife did one at a time, and it was still fucking hell.
Does that mean?
Kinda.
Nikita Lyons.
Percocet man.
Oh, thank you. Nikita Lyons injured her knee while training at the Performance Center. She's to be out for a while. Big Show had his second hip transplant. He went to AEW to pretty much work on his commentary skills because WWE wouldn't let him, and to wrestle here and there. Charlotte and Andrade got married, and so did finally Veda Scott and Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
Finally,
yeah. I saw the wedding photos. It was beautiful.
WWE rehires Jeff Jarrett to take over live events. That's what.
Big role.
Hell in a Cell tomorrow is officially sold out.
Helena Cell, love that bitch.
Yep.
Where's that at this year?
Chicago.
Because that was the whole hubbub that they're getting Hell in a Cell, and like 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, getting Forbidden Door too.
Yeah. This last one is pretty fucked up. A fan threatened to shoot Alexa Bliss and her husband.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to put in the words "with my penis." I think it didn't come across right.
her and her husband. But in all seriousness, with the shit that's going on in this country,
yeah, it's not funny.
We needed the laugh after all that's been going on lately.
I'll come on his face too. I don't care. Fuck it.
Oh, Ryan Cabrera.
like
Ryan.
It's fucked up. Like, I guess he's been like stalking her on Instagram for like a year, and she's like keep reporting it, and Instagram's done nothing, and then they finally fucking did something after he threatened to shoot them.
Wait, Meta does nothing when it comes to violence?
Right. Yeah, it's just a fucked up situation. Guys, don't be fucking stupid on the internet, which is going to be very hard.
We've done it for 10 years. What the fuck are you talking about?
But
Is my favorite.
we haven't threatened anybody. Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chip, I'm going to fucking go over there and kick the shit out of you, you drunk piece of shit.
Toss the shit so I can do the scorecard.
But
Yes.
no book toss.
Oh,
To run on my headphones.
this fucking show is off the fucking rails. I have no idea. Ryan, get to the pro wrestling scorecard, please.
Closest scorecard we've ever done in the time of the history than doing this, which was 2 months ago when we started at WrestleMania. The Revolutionary Sports for 13 weeks. Al Barrett, normal friend of the show, I'll call it anyways, finished with 111. Blinker, another friend Warren, 109. They were the top two. Third and fourth were actually the wrestling show staff members, with Dietz having 108, Myself had 107. The round out the top 5 would be Mike Barrington, somebody a friend of ours. He had 102. Same tied for 5th was Fat Man, also a 102. The last 2 were the 2 also here in terms of wrestling show staff. Sleazy had 98 points, and Mark had 81. First AEW scorecard that we did. So Al becomes the first AEW champion. But in terms of the wrestling show side of things that we're keeping, this is actually the wrestling show of the 5 champion.
That's okay. Forbidden Door, there will be a different story told.
4 points separating top 4. Cool enough. But this was legit down that Fat Man was up close as well. And the last match actually determined the winner. Like, it was that. You've seen how 1 or 2 prop bets made it so close right to the last match.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It was a cool little show to follow along with on the scorecards. Again, the multitude of fans, if they actually reach out on a social media and want to join, we'll give you the faction code. But you actually have to make it a point to reach out on social media and ask for it. Multitude of fan.
Yeah, so you can reach out to us either on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Sleazy and the Fat Man. You can reach out to the show's Twitter @SleazyFatMan. Or you can email, where are we going to call it?
Fuck that, you can reach out on Reddit as long as you're not an idiot.
Yeah,
Come find it. As long as you ask for the code, we'll give it to you to join our multitude of fun.
Right. So let's do scorecard at WrestlingShow.com. We'll call that too. So if you don't do social media but you want to follow along and you want to send us an email, do that as well. We'll give you the code. Chip, put yourself over, please.
All right. You can find me. Oh, there goes Ryan. I was about to make a comment. I was being pussy all night long. But anyways, you can find me at the Sports Guru 728. Also, you can find me and the Fat Man on the Best Darn Wrestling Sports Show, period. 2. And
what the fuck kind of show is that? The Best Darn Wrestling Sports Show, period, damn 2. Fuck.
Sorry, I got to take. My wife messaged me while it was the Best Darn Sports Show, period 2.
There we go.
And you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook weekly. All right, I got to go, guys. Thank you.
Enjoy. See ya. Ryan does the bullshit around Reddit. You can find him trolling the posts at Reddit Squared Circle or our own subreddit at r/The Wrestling Show. I am at TWS Sleazy.
TWS Fat Man.
And the show is at Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter and Instagram. We're at The Wrestling Show on TikTok. You can find us as well as everybody else on the Gear Network at gearnetwork.com. There's a couple of new shows. Check them out. One is in regards to fantasy football. You'll love it. You can get our show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m., wherever you find your wonderful podcasts. We're not into June 11th yet. So let's talk about Tonawanda, New York, Podcast Precinct, Pro Wrestling Video Game Night. We will be there. You should be too. It'll be great fun. I guarantee it. But that's pretty much it for the show. So with thanks to Ryan and Chip, and as always for Sleazy.
For the Fat Man.
This is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. I'm going to switch it out. Fuck Tony Khan. A hot dog's on a sandwich. A sub isn't a sandwich. And why are these shows so goddamn long? Why? These shows should be 3.5 hours at most. And that's every wrestling show, not just AEW. And rant.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain in the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, all the world gone sad.
preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.